Hospital rape. Watching Handmaids, which isn't a great idea, but I love it so. There was a terrible scene where a young woman loses her bottle because she was raped. I suddenly thought of the hospital. I was drugged and raped in that hospital. I haven't thought about it at all. I've been going through PTSD since. No one will believe me. I can't talk about it with anyone. I can only write about it here. And sure as fuck will. I will eviscerate every single disgusting person in that hospital. Yesterday, in the same town where I was incarcerated, Taree, the cops were called to a male wielding a gun. They had to take him down with a bullet, perhaps the very same cops who had to subdue and arrest me. This seemed like suicide to me. I wonder why he didn't shoot himself with his own firearm. Maybe he was like me and couldn't manage the self-harm. Maybe, like me, he was angry with the cops for not protecting him, so he had no qualms with making them do something for him. We'll never know because he died at the very same hospital that I was sectioned in. They shot him in the hospital car park. I immediately went and told my mother. She too was really interested in the story. We both looked it up online and read it together. I didn't cry, but I was affected. Weirdly, I felt for the cops for having to do that. I saw how upset the shooter cop had been at having to decide whether my life ended or not. And hearing my extreme distress and plea for death, it was the first time I really felt the magnitude of the whole event. When you see it played out in another, it fires up the emotions from their well-concealed place under the rug of head meds. If I'd been a male, they would have shot me. Because I'm small, the D figured he could take me, and he was right. Even my mother was in a bit of shock. I told her later that I wanted to send a card to the Taree cops in case they were the ones who had to shoot him. My mother liked the idea. The Queen didn't. Realistically, they weren't that nice to me, particularly the D. Fuck 'em. They didn't protect me, just themselves. Take the psych's advice and don't be an empath. I said to her, which was probably a heavy thing to say to my mother, I think the reason why there's so many more cop suicide attempts is because Schedule A drugs that would kill you are far harder to get now. They've made a rod for their own back. I remember when I lay in the OBS section of the MHU and planned to take my mother's OxyContin to knock myself. I still believe they could get me here in Caneville. I do kind of still believe that. I woke up today and my parents had left a note that they'd gone to Brownsville shopping. I was low-key worried that they'd been kidnapped at gunpoint and someone was going to show up and get me to go with them for my parents' release. It didn't help that a fucking baffleless dirt bike roared past the house, seemingly only speeding up as it passed this patch of street. Like fucking Bellsville. I mentally planned what I'd do. Lock myself in the storeroom and tell them this was all a hallucination. You fuckers have no plans to hurt my parents or me as the assholes you're paid by. A, don't want to cop attention, and B, don't want me dead or injured by bullet wound or anything else that would require medical. I needed to be a whole healthy person bounty for the live stream. Whatever happened after that injury-wise would be subject to subscribers and how these monsters made their revolting profit. My father came down into the lounge room and started to ask me more about what happened with me. I explained the whole layout of the taser-wielding cop and the shooter cop. He probably hadn't heard the whole story from my mother, who prefers to not think about that stuff, I'm sure. I stopped my account when it got to my desire to be shot. My mother said, don't keep asking to my father. I said, no, don't worry, I can talk about it. It's just that a parent of a child who went through that would not like to hear about how close they came. I'm sure my father would have kept asking, had my mother not been there, and I would have told him too. I doubt it would have upset him. He too was under a cloud of meds and a bit desensitized. I've always found him this way. I remember talking to him after I'd had a narrow escape in a bad motorcycle accident, and all he had to say was, lucky you don't fly airplanes. He's a very emotional person, but he's emotionally removed from my own struggles. This fits in with the whole disconnectedness of family. Oh well, it is what it is. I texted Jamie, the guy I befriended in the MHU, about the incident. I guess I wanted to see if he knew anything more. My first thought was that it was him. Then I read it was a male in his 30s, so I thought of the males that were in the MHU with me. They didn't seem the types to go to the trouble of getting firearms. The type of males who get illegal firearms are usually making money out of them. The males in the MHU are a bit too unsocial to negotiate an illegal firearm buy, or too broke. The ones who film me were just happy to get the footage, the likes online, terminally online radicalised boys. I'll keep reading the news for more info. It's my form of surveillance. And naturally I wonder if any of these males are subjects of human experiments also. So my thoughts on the police shooting in Taree, at the Taree hospital. I wonder if that guy thought I was in the MHU and he was going after me. Maybe it was linked. If so, I hope to Goddess that everyone in the Taree ER are nervous. Even if it wasn't linked, I hope everyone in the Taree ER are nervous. And even though he's dead, may the staff, in inverted commas, they're not staff, they're monsters, be nervous that another will come. And because they did that in what is believed to be a safe place, may every member of the public who watched that sick shit and was involved in it realise that it could happen to someone they don't want it to happen to. And what propaganda do these people consume that they think I deserve this rape crime? That will be a price they'll have to pay. Believing bullshit and committing a fucked up crime, or being party to it, like the girls that bitch-hipped security guards said were okay with it. Those women now work around known rapists. May they feel no peace being around that. But once they do one, they'll want more. Sucked in, bitches. You be next. And getting raped isn't the shame that society would put on me. It makes me a fucking warrior. I live for the opportunity to bite some motherfucking rapist's nose off. Bite its dick off. So I can't feel terror and submission about these people. Good people would want the Taree hospital razed to the ground with all those staff still in it. It's tough because they are a very protected class, but the pen is mightier than the sword. These people are also broke cunts who, besides revealing themselves to their colleagues as rapists, will do anything for money. Like I said, miserable broke cunts. I feel nothing but pity for them. I heard the way they talked. There's absolutely not a shred of anything likeable in them. The public would want them dead. Do you hear me? People want you dead. I follow the news every day. It's because I have no social media, so I need some kind of scrolling dopamine hit. I've been doing this ever since I got a new phone. It's partly for entertainment, partly for seeing if a gang war is erupting anywhere. There is a never-ending one going on in Sydney, I know that. I want to see if anything is linked to the human experiment though. Journalists, and particularly the cops, would never know that. Only I know that. And gangsters dying is satisfying to me. I don't think any of them are good anymore. Oh, that's not true. There are good ones. But everyone is corrupted by money, so I can afford them no kindness because it's my life they'd take. For the same reasons I like reading about single vehicle accidents where young males in fighting cars kill themselves. Expressing their manhood in that way gets them killed. One less.